Hello and happy Sunday. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday. I'm going to start saying October. It's August. August the 14th. I don't know why I have so much trouble with August, but anyway, hello and happy Sunday, everybody. It was a decent day here in East Tennessee. Not too much hot weather. No storms. We had a really nice day today. We've had plenty of rain this week. So I'm kind of good on the rain. The garden is going crazy with what's left in it because of the rain. But hello and happy Sunday, everybody. Let me get caught up with you here so that I can see what's going on. I hope everybody is having a great week. There we go. Awesome, awesome. I am with you. So hello and happy Sunday, everybody. It looks like Hattie's here. Mary's sneaking in. John is saying hello from home base. I hope everybody's having a great week. I hope everybody is enjoying this, kind of summer of savings that we've been having. This is the last evening for that. Hello, Hattie. Good to see you. Hello, Carol Lou. Hello, Lisa from Arkansas. She said it was a beautiful day there too. Looks like Linda is sneaking in. But I hope y'all have been enjoying that. And hello, Elaine. Hello, Mary Ann from Pennsylvania. If you have, just let me know. I love to get feedback. I love to know when something's actually helping, when you're enjoying it. And if it's really a good idea. Hello, Sandra from Demons Ferry. It's very good to see you. But yeah, just give me some feedback. So y'all have been eerily silent over on YouTube. And it makes me wonder, are y'all even watching on YouTube? Hello, Connie. Good to see you too. Are y'all even watching it? This is a lot of work. So it would help me out a lot if you would let me know how it is going and how you are enjoying it. And hello, Kathy. Good to see you. Hello, Sylvia. Awesome to see you. So Sylvia, what season is it right now? Because I know you have grandkids that play like every sport. What season is it right now? Just curious. And hello, Vicki. It's good to see you again. And if you're brand new, go ahead and let us know because we would love to welcome you. We are a very friendly group here. And if you are not already in the If You Have an Egg group over on Facebook, I know we're on Facebook right now, but this is a Facebook page. Hello, Barbara. And let's see. Hello, Lynn. Y'all are sneaking in. Trish is sneaking in here from hot California. But you can head on over after the chat. You can go over to regular Facebook and search for If You Have an Egg. And maybe somebody will post the link here because I know Carol Lou's already here and she's really good about doing that, and get that link posted so that you all can join. We've had lots of new members this week. Sounds like a lot of people are coming back to WW after trying some other things. We'll talk about that here in a few minutes. And let's see. Hello, Sherry from Ohio. But yeah, if you're brand new, though, let us know. So we do have, let me think, just today, I think we had like 8. We had like 8 new people. So if you are brand new, and hello, other Sherry from Cape Coral, Florida, let us know because we would love to welcome you. And if you have come in from over on Facebook, or if you found us some other way, let me know because I'd love to know how you found us. And aloha, Kathy. And let's see, Sylvia says, football, fall baseball, and fall softball all start in 2 weeks. Fall baseball, does baseball ever end? It seems like that never ends now. Okay. So anyway, I'm Kelly. This is If You Have an Egg. I'm from IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. If you are new to us, we also have a YouTube. It is If You Have an Egg. It's If You Have an Egg. If you go to YouTube.com and search If You Have an Egg, you will find us there. This is our 284th chat, and these are all WW chats. So even if you're doing Weight Watchers, if you're not doing Weight Watchers, if you just need some support, we would love to see you over there too. So there are already 283 other chats already posted, plus some videos, plus some other fun things. So I'd love to see you over there as well. Okay, it is August the 14th, and I did say August this time. Woo, congratulations to me. So let's get busy because we have some strange news that I don't know how to feel about it. Hello, Orlando Debbie. But y'all keep saying hi and hello, and I will try to keep up with you. And again, if you're brand new, let us know because we would love to welcome you. You can see how friendly everybody is. But we have some strange news for August. And it seems like this is the most important topic so far for the month of August, and that we need to spend the little bit of time that we have for news covering just this topic. So how many of you received an email this week, or maybe last week, hello Cindy, or maybe last week, that said, that told you about the WW Wellness Wins program coming to an end? It's coming to an end. So, and thank you very much, Carol Lou, for posting the group. I'm going to sidetrack and say Carol Lou just posted the link for our closed group, and we keep it closed so that weird people can't get in. Like I had to get rid of somebody today. So it was somebody who had answered all 3 of the questions, sort of, but I went ahead and let them in, on a whim. And yeah, had to get rid of them today. So if you'll just please answer those 3 questions, then that will help me know that you are an actual person. Yeah, so that y'all can go on over there. So Mary got the email. Looks like Vicki got the email. Debbie did. Barbara did. Okay, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you don't know what WW Wellness Wins are, then perhaps you are not using them. Perhaps you don't know what they are and you're not even using them. So if you don't know what Wellness Wins are, don't bother paying attention because they are ending here soon. But supposedly, yeah, okay, sorry, Lynn just said the same thing I started to say. They are working on something to take its place. Hopefully that means they're working on something to release the day that these end. But this is just a brief summary of the email. So this week, many of us received an email from WW that said, if you are an active WW member, you should have received an email that says something like this: we're writing to let you know that our Wellness Wins program will officially close on November the 1st, 2022. We've made the decision to close Wellness Wins and explore fun new ways to keep you motivated and reward your journey, all in the WW app. Okay, so sounds like maybe something good is coming, but I'm sad to see those come to an end. I don't know why I'm sad. I hardly ever use mine. So I talk to you all the time about using your Wellness Wins and about making sure you're tracking, and hello Penny, making sure you're tracking, making sure that you're recording things, checking in, all that kind of stuff so that you can get your wins. And then I rarely ever use mine. Looks like I'm going to hurry up and try to use them, before it's over. Yeah, and Trish says there's hardly anything left to choose from. If you got them, use them. If you got them, spend them. But here's what I do know. What I do know is the earning new wins ended on August the 10th. So if you're watching this live on August the 14th or after, it's already done. You cannot earn any new wins. So don't be surprised if you have a tracking streak. Hello, Marlene. If you have a tracking streak, or if you're doing some of the other things that normally would earn you some wins, that's done. You cannot earn any new wins. And you have until October the 31st. This year is 2022. So if you're watching this later, October the 31st, 2022 is the last chance that you have for and John, if you are still there watching, Scotty is trying to call. I do not know why, but I just got rid of him, and I'm sure he'll try to call right back. So if you could pretty please call him, that would be awesome. But anyway, redeeming the wins ends October the 31st. So you can't redeem any after October the 31st. What I think I know, so those are two things that I do know. What I think I know is that there will likely be an app update on or before November the 1st to remove the Wellness Wins information and the icon. Okay, so I feel like that. Okay, I'm sorry, Carol Lou just made a great point. You can donate anything that you have left. So I'm not sure what the donation options are now, since they're going to be going away. I should go check that one out. But I'm sure that they will have an app update. I haven't been told that, but I feel sure that they will have an app update on or before November the 1st. So remember, I tell y'all this all the time. If this is such a significant app update that it causes you to restart your app, you need to know your login and password. Let's see. Oh my goodness, Caroline. Oh, Caroline is here from Costa Brava in Spain with mom and brother. What? And it's 2:07 in Spain. Oh my goodness. That is in the morning? It's 2:07 in the morning. That's dedication. Hello, Sandy. Okay, so those are things that I know and that I think I know, and what I don't know, but I'll find out as soon as I can, is what program is going to replace the Wellness Wins. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know when it starts. I'm assuming November the 1st, but I don't know that for a fact. I don't know what this all means. Sounds like it's going to be fun, but I don't know what it means. And I don't know if it affects anything else like earning blue dots, challenges, tracking streaks, things like that, that if you did that helped you earn extra wins. I don't know if I don't know what happens with all of those. So as soon as I find out, I will let you know. Okay. So that's the news that I have for August. So it seemed important enough that we needed to go ahead and get that on the table and talk about it. I know some people are going to be very upset because you have relied on the Wellness Wins to kind of encourage you, keep you motivated. I've got to do one more thing, so that I can get a win. It had me doing dinner, like tracking dinner streaks, because I wanted to watch those wins, kind of add up for that. And it's, yeah. So, oh yeah, and Caroline says, absolutely dedication. Plenty of salads and healthy food in the hotel restaurant. That is awesome. So I would love to hear more about where you are at, because I personally have not been to Spain or Ireland. I've been to many other countries, but not those two. So yeah, interested to hear a little bit more about those. Okay, but as soon as I know more about the Wellness Wins, I will let you know. Also, side note, Alyssa painted my fingernails. So super glad that you all cannot see those up close. Yeah, because it is a hot mess. But anyway, so in case you see me doing weird things with my fingernails, Alyssa painted them, and I'm not used to having painted fingernails right now. Okay, so this month's theme is the journey, and we're going to spend the entire month talking about our journey, talking about our journey, talking about your specific journey and ways to find our way while we are on our way. Okay, that's my definition of the journey, not WW's, but it's how to find your way while you're on your way. Okay, but first I need to know, in your journey, who this week sat their bottom in a chair? Give me some thumbs ups if you sat your bottom in a chair and went to an in-person WW workshop, or if you attended a Zoom workshop. So if you're in Spain and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe you attended a Zoom workshop instead of sitting your bottom in a chair. Hello, Katie. So let's see some thumbs ups for going to in-person workshops. Ooh, lots of thumbs ups and hearts. And hearts if you attended here with us live last week during a Stinky Dusty episode. So thank goodness you all could not, thank goodness we did not have smell-o-vision last week, and Linda had her bottom in a green chair. Thank goodness we did not have smell-o-vision last week. But I kind of wish we had smell-o-vision this week for something that I made for the second half. But thumbs ups for in-person workshops or Zoom workshops. Hearts for attending with us live here last week or watching later on demand. Lots of you. I'm seeing lots of thumbs ups and hearts. Thank you, everybody. Here are your Bravo stickers for a job well done. How many of you was this the first week? How many of you was last week the first week back at school, like for kids or for you? So just show us a little virtual hand if it was your first week back at school. And then how many of you are teachers? That's irrelevant to what we were talking about this week, other than you all are brave souls. So moms of students returning, dads of students returning, hello, Melinda, and teachers, you all get extra Bravo stickers, for breaking that first week back to school. Okay. So again, this week's theme is the journey, and hello, Susie, it's good to see you, is the journey. So we're going to spend the whole month talking about the journey. We're going to talk about your journey. So your journey is going to be different than my journey, but we're all on this journey together, okay? But some of us are going to be sitting in the front seat. Some of us are going to be sitting in the driver's seat. Some of us are going to be sitting in the back seat. Some of us are going to be laying in the bed of the truck and just waiting for something to happen, okay? Let's be honest. Some of us are. And, oh, let's see. Caroline watched her ex-coach replay on Facebook, meeting videos when her first night in Spain on Friday. Extra Bravo sticker for that. And let's see. Oh, wait, Katie was too busy this week because her and her best friend did a triathlon. What? That's crazy. That is awesome. Oh, and Melinda's going to be sitting in the bucket seat. That sounds like fun. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Trisha's grandkids have been back for weeks now, 4 weeks now, because they have year-round school. Whew. No, thank you. Oh, and Sherry is a nana of an elementary kindergartner and a second grade grandsons. That is awesome. So those are busy, busy, busy weeks. Okay, so while we're on this journey and we're all sitting in our different seats, we're going to talk about your journey all the rest of this month. So last week we were wrapping up, our topic from July, and we talked about how to find and use your own strengths. And I think a lot of us were really surprised what our strengths were. And a lot of us really dug deep and realized some things about ourselves that we hadn't realized before. So last week I wanted you to look at pretend like you were turning, or if you could, if they were there, turn to the person who knows you the best and say, blank your name. So fill in your name is really blank, and it had to be a positive adjective. So it couldn't be something like grumpy or, I don't know, I can't think of anything else right now. Crabby. I know grumpy and crabby just popped in my mind, but something like that. And then you were to think, if you were to ask your boss or a coworker the same thing, what would they say when they filled in that sentence? And a lot of times it's hard to look inward at ourselves and realize, what our strengths are. But you all did a fantastic job of it this week. Your strengths and things that aren't even necessarily, you don't even think are, oh, yep, she's going to head back to Ireland on the 19th. Okay. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by the Ireland-Spain conversation because I'm just here in little old East Tennessee today. Yeah, not traveling anywhere today. But we were talking about things like, if you thought or if somebody said that your strengths were giving, loving, caring, those are not weaknesses. Those are strengths. And that's okay, Caroline, I'm so easily distracted. So don't worry about it. It's totally me. It's totally me, not you. But those, we sometimes think of those things as being weaknesses. They are not. They are so strong. Like Lynn. I'm just going to bring up Lynn again because she is one of the most encouraging people that I've met. Her and one of our Karens, so encouraging. And those are not weaknesses. Those are totally strengths. They keep so many of us afloat every single day, just with their little words of kindness, just with the cute little things that they share. Some of us were described as organized, methodical, strategic, neat types. Those are the people that are pre-tracking. They're the people that are kind of keeping the rest of us, organized and keeping us doing what we're supposed to be doing. And then there's the creative, talkative, adventurous, some of those types. And we're the ones that are trying to keep it fun. Okay. So your homework for last week was #FlexYourself. And I wanted you to fill in that sentence. And let us know what some of your strengths were, and then how you were going to use them in your journey. So let's see how y'all did on your homework. Sylvia flexed herself. So she did two things. Sylvia flexed herself by participating in the #ShopYourPantry challenge. And I'm going to say she's adventurous. Okay, I'm going to say she's adventurous. She used brown rice, a buffalo tuna package, black beans, and cherry tomatoes from her garden for a winning and fantastic combination. I mean, how yummy does that sound? And it's not anything that I don't think it's anything that she would have ever thought of putting together before, but she was trying to shop her pantry while she was flexing herself. And so she was very adventurous this last week. Marianne is organized. So Marianne does her tracking the night before. Or do any of the rest of you all track the day or the night before? So again, show me a little virtual hand, do some thumbs ups. I started to do a thumbs up, but I don't track the night before, so I can't do that. But how many of you track the night before? How many of you are organized like Marianne and do that? So she does that to keep herself sane, I think. She also washes and preps her fruit and veggies as soon as she gets home from the store. Very organized. So Carol Lou says she is very organized. I can believe that. I can believe that Carol is very organized. But Carol Lou also did her homework and said she is creative because she shopped a local farmer's market and then she took her yummy finds home and made salsa. She made homemade salsa. What? I wouldn't have even thought of that. That was very creative. So congratulations, everybody who did your homework. Every one of you is amazing. Yeah, so you all have another strength. You're all amazing. But here are your extra Bravo stickers for doing your homework this week. You are fantastic and amazing. And you all keep me doing this every single week. Okay, this week, though, we were talking about the journey. So we were talking about our journey, and this week's journey is more go-to foods. So my fearless leader, Gwen, is exactly right. So this last Tuesday night, she said, hey, we're going to talk about food. And everybody, we all started paying attention because she didn't say exercise. She didn't say the dreaded sleep topic. Some of those other topics that were all like, oh my gosh, yeah, this is the third or fourth time we've talked about this year. Okay, so she said, we're going to talk about food. And she immediately had all of our attention. So we're all more in tune when someone mentions food, right? Am I right? I am. When somebody says we're going to talk about food, you have my full attention. And thank you, Vicki. That's very sweet. Oh wait, Caroline found a salad of 10 tuna, 10 sweet corn, spring onions, and tomatoes, and made beef mince into 2 dinners of shepherd's pie. What? See, that's extra creative because those are things I don't even think we have. We don't have tins of, or maybe we do. Maybe we just don't know to call them tins. But anyway, so we have everybody's attention now because we're talking about food. So now that I have your attention, and mine too, let's talk more about go-to foods. So with the new WW Personal Points program, gone are the days of one-size-fits-all meals, okay? I never, ever, ever have to eat cottage cheese if I don't want to, okay? Never. I don't have to. I don't have to eat liver. I don't have to eat anything I don't want to. And you don't have to try tofu if you don't want to. You really should, but you don't have to. For every person that I hear complaining about this newish plan, it's not new anymore, but this newish plan, I hear 3 or 4 other people saying things like, I've never had this kind of freedom. This is really working for me. I'm actually reached my goal because I wasn't limited in what I could eat. So, there's always going to be one complainer, and there's always going to be some people that it's just, may or may not be right for them. But as far as the variety of food choices and things that we can eat and the flexibility that we have, being able to choose our own 0-point foods, I think this is a fantastic plan, and it is really working for me. So how do you then decide what your go-to foods should be? So we talked a little bit about this a few weeks ago, but these are just a couple more ideas, of how you decide what your go-to foods are going to be. So I love one of the stories that Gwen tells, and it's about one of her leaders saying, if you keep putting yourself in a food jail, you will spend all of your time deciding what to eat when you break out. So go-to foods should be things that you can imagine yourself eating for the rest of your life, okay? Some may even be, things that you can imagine yourself eating every week. Some of them may be foods that you can imagine yourself eating every day. But you'll also have some not so point-friendly go-tos to keep yourself from going into food jail, okay? You're going to have to allow yourself, you're going to have to figure out what this plethora of other 0-point foods that you can choose. You can choose for your plan and your journey, so that you can have some things that keep you from putting yourself in food jail. As an example, if you need to be able to want to be able to enjoy pizza with your, on Friday nights with your family, you'll want to also find some other go-to foods that are 0 or low points, that you can eat with or maybe eat right before your pizza. So that, go-to foods are going to be things that will help you be able to have some get out of jail free foods. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, next thing, I would rather spend the points on blank than try to figure out how to eat blank. Okay, if a food is going to be a go-to, you have to want to eat it. Okay, it can't be something that you're like, I got to eat this every day, or I need to eat this every day, or I should eat this every day. It's got to be something that you want to eat. So take, for example, and it doesn't mean that it's a 0-point food, okay? A go-to food does not have to be a 0-point food. So as an example, I use non-fat plain Greek yogurt in a lot of recipes. I use it as a sour cream substitute. I use it to make cream cheese, but I have decided if I just want to eat yogurt, so if I'm just going to pick up a spoon and I'm just going to eat yogurt, I'm not using it to make something else, I would rather spend the 2 points and have it already flavored. So for me, one of my go-to foods is already flavored Greek yogurt, and it's going to be 2 points. I buy non-fat plain Greek yogurt. I use it in a lot of things, but I just don't get the same, I don't know. I just don't get the same enjoyment. What Sylvia said, she tried mustard on a hard-boiled egg and it tastes like egg salad. What? That's a great idea. That is an awesome idea. So it's got to be something, so you need to find things that you'd rather spend your points on X than to try and figure out how to eat Y. One of the girls in our workshop has been trying to make herself eat eggs, okay? Oh, Mary says a good salad dressing. I'm all about it, sister. I agree with you. But one of the girls in our in-person workshop has been trying to make herself eat eggs, and I'm really not sure why. I don't know why she's making herself eat or trying to make herself eat eggs. Nobody said that we have to eat eggs, okay? Now remember, this is not a one-size-fits-all. This is my plan, your plan, his plan, her plan. It's not one-size-fits-all. So I'm not sure why she's forcing herself to try and find some eggs that she likes. But I mean, I hope she finds a method that she likes. But if not, there are so many other 0-point foods on her options on the list. So many others. So you don't have to do that. Okay. And then the third thing is, I love blank so much. I love blank so much. I could literally eat it every single day. Now that is a go-to food. So if you can think of a food or 2 or 3 that you could eat every single day and not ever be bored of them, then those should be on your go-to food list. So for me, that list would include green beans. I could eat green beans every day. Eggs. I love eggs. And grapes. Watermelon takes over that list at certain times of the year. It takes over for the grapes, but grapes, normally I can find good grapes all year long. I could literally eat 1 or all 3 of those every single day. So what is a food, just out of curiosity, because I've come in hot, so I'm going to slow down for just a second, but what is a food that you could eat every single day? So Sylvia, are you saying you could eat tortillas every single day? I'm going to get a sip of water while y'all are chatting. Okay, Caroline says eggs, salad, and fruit. Not bored. Yeah, not bored. That's exactly right. Carol Lou says eggs and potatoes. Or so, Carol Lou, are eggs and potatoes a 0-point food for you? Or is that something that you have chosen to count the points and you just enjoy them that much? Debbie says eggs. Mary says most fruit. Ooh, Hattie says salad with skinny girl dressing. That sounds good. Oh, Sylvia says tortillas with fat-free refried beans. So that's something you eat every day. So are beans on your 0-point food list? Oh yeah, so Carol said yes, those are on her list. Marianne says eggs and fruit of any kind. That's awesome. Vicki says eggs, pepper jack string cheese, tomatoes, and green beans. Talk to me about pepper jack string cheese. I've had Colby Jack string cheese, but I've not seen pepper jack. So that's worth the points to you, Vicki. I mean, it would be for me too. I think string cheese is totally worth the points. Totally worth them. That would be one of my go-to foods. And Lynn says chicken or turkey breast. Yeah, you could eat it. She could eat it every single day. Okay, so that leads me to your homework for this week, which is hashtag MyFoodJourney. So it's hashtag MyFoodJourney. Hashtag MyFoodJourney. And since we're talking about our individual journeys this month, I want you to tell us what your top 3. Oh my goodness, Vicki says Sargento makes pepper jack and it's 4 points. I've not gotten that. And Susie, yes, a bag of salad. Okay, all of these are on my go-to list, okay? All of them are. But so since we're talking about our individual journeys this month, I want you to tell us what your top 3 foods are, what the top 3 foods are on your food journey, and do the hashtag MyFoodJourney and tell us how you're going to use it on your journey. Okay? So that's exactly what I want you to do for your homework this week. Hashtag MyFoodJourney. And it might be something like, okay, Melinda says toast with a little bit of reduced sugar and strawberry jelly. That's a great go-to food. Might be Sylvia might make the eggs with the mustard on them. That might become one of her go-to foods. And thank you, Lynn, for sharing the homework. But do your homework this week. Go ahead and tag me on Instagram. It's at IfYouHaveAnEgg. Here on the Facebook page, you can do the @ symbol. And if you have an egg, and I will see it. And if you're over in our Facebook group, the If You Have an Egg Facebook group, if you just share it, I'm highly likely to see it. But if you'll do the hashtag MyFoodJourney, that really helps the new people. The new people are like, they're just coming in, okay? They're just coming in, and they're like, what are y'all talking about? And if you'll hashtag, go ahead and do the hashtag for whatever the homework is, it helps them a lot, because then they kind of get the idea, oh, wait, we're doing something here. Oh, it's an activity. It's something that I could do. So please do, even if you don't tag me, please always use whatever the homework hashtag is so that the new people can catch up, because a few of them were lost this week. They were like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all talking about? Because they had not seen the chat and they didn't know why we were talking about making strange things. Anyway, do your homework, do your homework, do your homework, do your homework. Okay, it is time for the second half of tonight's chat. We have like 2 minutes to drink our water. So I'm going to go ahead and put the apron on. Even though I'm not going to get messy, but I am going to show you a couple of things that I am making. Ooh, and Debbie says turkey burgers for dinner. Awesome. Yep. And Sandra is reminding me it is time to drink my water. So if you are brand new at the halfway point, we do stop and get a drink of water, and I want you to get one too. Julie is having, and this isn't just because she's having this challenge, but Julie has, over in our Facebook group, has wound down the summer challenge, and now she has started a water challenge. And you can drink a little water or a lot of water. It really doesn't matter. She's just challenging us to keep up with it. And I've noticed a lot of people have adopted if you were going to drink 60 ounces of water a day, a lot of people have adopted the 60 over 60 so that they could show, or like 48 over 60 or 24 over 60, so they can show how far they've made it in their day. But we're at the halfway point in this chat, so everybody stop and drink some water. And I'm just about at my 60. Oh, and apparently Melinda was going to buy all the pepper jack string cheese if she lived in the same state as Vicki. Okay, so this is the second half. And I've already forgotten the chat number. This is the second half of chat number 284. Oh, see, like Lynn has 48 of her 64 in. Good job, Lynn. This is the second half of chat number 284, and on this journey we're talking about more go-to foods in the first half. In the second half, it's always something fun. When the apron comes on, That's how you know that the fun is getting ready to start. So again, for new people, the first half of the chat, this is an hour-long chat, okay? An hour long. So, oh wait, Caroline says, always love cooking demos, still have to try the mud cake, LOL. Yeah, you do. So this one took a little longer, so I'm not going to show you how to make these things tonight, but we're going to talk about what to do with them, okay? And then I'll show you later in the week. I think Kendall and I are going to make these again on Tuesday, so maybe I can talk her into doing a little video with me on Tuesday. But we have, in the second half of tonight's chat, we are winding down the Summer of Savings. So in the second half of all of these chats, if you're watching these later on YouTube, Casey posts them as an hour long. This is the entire chat. It's the classroom portion and the fun part. Or when the apron comes on, she posts that as extra credit. So if you wanted to go back and see a recipe, if you wanted to go back and see how we made something, if you just needed to go back and see some of the tips, just look for when the apron comes on. And I hope you all know that everything that I say gets typed. So Jessica types everything that I say and posts it on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com as notes. And I can't tell if you all print them or not. So I hope that you're printing them, because we go to a lot of trouble to type them so that you don't have to take notes and you can just listen and sit there and relax and do your nails or something, while you're listening. So again, we are winding down the Summer of Savings. So school has started back up in most areas of the country, or is starting back up. And this is the last week of the Summer of Savings, and I'm hoping that it's been fun. Let me know if it's been fun. So let's maybe see some thumbs ups or maybe some smiling face emojis or something. Let me see if I can do that. Let's see. I can. Actually, I'll do the laughing emoji because I think it has been fun. It's been fun for me to do the Summer of Savings. I hope you've enjoyed it too, and I hope that you will comment below and let me know if you found a favorite way to save money this summer. So as we wind this down, last week was the 3-day, and thank you all for those. Last week was the 3-day Shop Your Pantry Challenge, and boy howdy was it an eye-opener for me. I found 15 individual size bags of popcorn and about 12 boxes of sugar-free Jell-O. Why? I don't know why. I also realized that I own way more food than I realized, and I managed to purchase all of the groceries that I needed for the next few days, like actually for the next several days. I purchased, because I already owned so much food, and I did the Shop Your Pantry Challenge for 3 days and made a list of everything that I had. And I actually found some things that were like hidden behind other things, and I used one of them tonight. But I made the list, and tonight I was able to get what I needed for the next 4 or 5 days with change, okay? By using what I already owned, by using the, oh, Teresa? Is Teresa here? Hello, Teresa. Everybody say hello to Teresa. Is Teresa new, Sylvia? Hello. But anyway, by shopping my own pantry and seeing what I had and making a list and checking it twice and checking it thrice, I used change. So I took a bag of change to the grocery store today, and I got everything that I needed, hello Deborah, for the next few days, like 4 or 5 days, with a bag of change. Okay, yes, change. Now I'm only feeding a household of 2 with an occasional small visitor. And hello, there's Teresa, with an occasional small visitor. So I'm not feeding a big family on this, but still, I have so much food in my pantry, freezer, my refrigerator, the refrigerator here at Casey Kitchen Center, the pantry here at Casey Kitchen Center. I have so much food that I was able to buy my groceries with a bag of change, and I even got my fancy expensive milk. So my Fairlife fat-free milk is not cheap. I even bought my milk and still got it all with a bag of change, okay? That's crazy. And I'm just going to say again, we are spoiled, okay? Not trying to be a downer. I'm just saying, just admitting it out loud for myself and for God and the rest of us. We are spoiled, okay? So, I also realized that I am most likely to veer off track and spend money needlessly if I'm not prepared to eat something that I already own. So if I don't know what I already own, I'm much more likely to go, sure, I'll take such and such when you go, go pick it up. So having things being prepared, y'all know that I'm not big on meal prep in the sense of eating yes, we are, Pam. We're spoiled and blessed. Yes, we are. But y'all know I'm not a big fan, not big on eating the same things every single day. But I decided I better get a few meal prep pointers for the dummies. And I'm counting myself as one of the dummies. I'm pointing my finger at myself, but I better get some, a few meal prep pointers for dummies, down so that I can keep this up, because it has been an eye opener, but it has also been a delicious eye opener. Okay, so I'm gonna say, first and foremost, make a list of what you have. So my first meal prep for dummies pointer is make a list of what you already have. It sounds overwhelming, it sounds tedious, it sounds boring. Just do it, and you may be surprised. I did find some things that I didn't realize that I had. I called it shopping your pantry. Deanna's family calls it living off the land. We had another Lynn in another group that called it something else, and I forgot to write down what she called it, but it was equally cute. You can't prep if you don't know what you're starting with. Okay, so make a list. And my list was quite extensive. And again, I found something like I didn't know I had a bag of riced cauliflower with riced sweet potatoes in it. Didn't know I had that, so I used that tonight. Did not know that I had two big bags of old-fashioned oatmeal. That was expensive, old-fashioned oatmeal. Okay, it's Bob's. Wait, is that what it's called? Bob's Red Mill, extra rolled, organic, whatever, fill in all the words, oats. I had two big bags of it. That's probably, if I had to guess, $20. It's probably $20 in old-fashioned oats, okay? Stuff I didn't even know I had. And this is not my first time shopping my pantry. So first thing, make a list of what you have. Just do it. Just go ahead and just do it. When you're in there looking for, when you think you've got a, frozen Snickers and the whatever, while you're in there looking for your frozen Snickers that you hid from yourself, just go ahead and make a list of everything that's in your pantry. Even things that are already used. And for heaven's sake, if it's not marked, go ahead and take this opportunity to mark it if you think you know what it is. I still have the bag of unmarked frozen, Super Cubes frozen soup that I'm just going to have to break down and eat this week so I can, A, find out what kind it is, and then mark the bag. So mark the bags. Okay. Second thing is use your tools, like marking your bags. Okay. I had things in the freezer that I actually had to smell, do the sniff test, whatever, to figure out what I had. Okay, and Sylvia says that's why we end up with so much, because we don't know what we have, and that's exactly right. Okay, so I had many things last week. I had a bag, I opened it. I thought it was more frozen pumpkin. It was marinara. I had frozen marinara in a Super Cubes in one of these, and packed it in a freezer bag, probably during a chat, and never wrote on the bag what it was. So guess what? I can have spaghetti this week if I want it. I can have spaghetti in what I'm going to show you here in a little while if I want it. But I had, let me think, eight 1 cup size portions of frozen marinara sauce that I didn't even know that I had in there. So use your tools. One of your tools is a Sharpie marker, some kind of a permanent marker. Write on these things what they are. Labels. Label, if you're going to put something in a jar, label it so that you know what it is. Freezer bags. I have a box. It was a box of 120 quart size freezer bags. I bought the smaller size because I was really bad about buying gallon size freezer bags, and then I would only put a few things in them, and then they would get covered in ice crystals and get shoved in the back of the freezer, and I didn't know what they were. So this time I bought quart size freezer bags, and I bought plenty of them. I got them at Rural King. If you happen to have a Rural King, RURALKING, Rural King, but we pronounce it Rural King. Plenty of them, freezer bags, and they have a little spot on the front. Write what's in there. I have Super Cubes. If you've got some kind of a something that you can, just look around. Look around and see what kind of tools you have. So I have Super Cubes, and I've got them in, all different sizes. Some of you all have those, oh, Carol Lou, is that what you're talking about? Some of you all have those vacuum things that suck the air out of your, is that what you're talking about, Carol? That suck the air out of it. Use those kind of tools. I've got Super Cubes. I have I have a pressure canner cooker. I've got jars. I've got jars running out. I've got mason jars. Oh yeah. Okay. So Carol's talking about a food saver. So that's one of those things that you put your food in there and then it sucks the air out of it so that it doesn't get freezer burned as fast and you can still see what it is, but right on it what it is. I have a slow cooker. What tools do you all have that you can use to meal prep? Because I'm sure y'all have got a lot of things that that I don't have. So you probably already own them. You don't need to go buy anything. You probably already own some of these things. Some of y'all have some really cute little bento box things that you can meal prep in. But anyway, so break out your tools, figure out what your tools are. So make your list of food, then figure out what your tools are, and some of the things you won't even realize are going to be tools for meal prepping until you see them, and you kind of start looking at everything and you go, I could use that. I could use that for meal prepping. I could totally do that. Like, I never thought about putting glass jars in the freezer until we made the peach freezer jam, okay? Never even occurred to me to put a mason jar in the freezer. Okay. Use this week's chat, the chat that we just had, chat number 284. Use that to develop your go-to foods list, okay? So if I have a flavored yogurt in the refrigerator, I'm much more likely to eat it and feel like I need to go run through McDonald's. Some of you pre-make little sandwich, little Egg McMuffin type sandwiches, and individual. Who is it that makes those? Because one of you all here does that. Makes little individual like Egg McMuffin type sandwiches, individually wraps them and puts them in the freezer, so you have them, they're ready. You have to be saving money doing that, and you are for sure saving points doing that. And let's see, Debbie says she freezes her refried beans. What? In a single serving how what? You do? That is super cool. That is super cool that she's freezing. I didn't even know you could freeze refried beans. Doing something like having grapes already washed on hand, makes snack time for me an absolute no-brainer. And yes, prepping and washing your fruits and vegetables before you get home, and then putting them in clear containers where you can see them, putting them at your eye level, that counts as meal prepping. Okay, that absolutely counts as meal prepping. And Sylvia said her husband makes his own sausage biscuits for himself. That's so awesome. Yeah, that is such an awesome way to prep your food. Okay, use your favorite Instagrammer, YouTuber, family member, or friend to help. So I asked Alyssa, my granddaughter Alyssa, who is only 4.5 years old, by the way. I asked her to help me meal prep last week. I asked her to help me shop the pantry and meal prep, and we had sugar-free Jell-O for days. Okay, so she decided that she wanted to meal prep Jell-O. So John had orange Jell-O. I had, and it was all sugar-free, but let's see, John had orange, I had black cherry, and Alyssa had strawberry. That counts as meal prepping, okay? That counts. So it counted as shopping our pantry, and it counted as meal prepping. And if you're on Instagram, at Meal Plan Addict, so if you're on Instagram, if you'll just put in at, yeah, okay, and Debbie also freezes avocados, freezes her avocados too. But if you're on Instagram, if you'll search at Meal Plan Addict, MEALPLANADDICT, she has some of the most clever ideas that I've seen for meal prepping. Okay, and they're pretty too. So it's pretty, most of them look pretty easy. So she's got some fantastic ideas. So if you like to go ahead and make some things ahead, put them in the freezer, do whatever. Or if you like to eat the same thing every day, I think she's a really good one to follow. And then finally, re-shop that pantry that we talked about 2 or 3 times in this chat and last week, and use what you have first. Thank you, Debbie, for sharing that. Use what you have first. So the end of season tomatoes that I had last week left me craving and wishing I had more of those. Okay, I don't know how many tomatoes that I've not used up for that. I wish I had more of them. I wish I had some more, and I'm hoping that at our garden that we have just a few more end of season tomatoes. They were absolutely fantastic. I put them on a tortilla with some, because remember I was shopping the pantry. I already had some little tortillas. I had some leftover fat-free ricotta cheese from something else, and I had the end of season tomatoes, and I put it on there and made, I'm not normally a tomato sandwich eater, but oh my gosh, was that good. That was fantastic. This week, I'm using what I found in the freezer to make what I'll show you here in a second, and to make some more overnight oats. So we were talking about overnight oats a few minutes ago, and who were my overnight oats people? So I know some of you are like, absolutely not, wrong texture, don't want to eat them, not gonna happen. But where are my overnight oats eaters? Karen loves her overnight oats. And I just realized I didn't get part of the stuff out to make the overnight oats. Give me just a second. I got so excited getting ready. I left a few of my ingredients. So y'all keep chatting about who my overnight oats eaters are. Debbie loves overnight oats. Oh, I gotta grab one thing out of the refrigerator. I promise I'm coming right back. Keep talking. Oh, and Hattie says, definitely not me. So Hattie, just out of curiosity, is it the texture that you don't like? I was so excited last week with the, Caroline loves them, but she hasn't made them in a while. I was so excited last week with the I made 4 different kinds of pumpkin overnight oats. So I found frozen pumpkin that I had made put in the super cubes. I found some of those in the freezer and identified them and wrote on the bag what it was. And I made 4 different kinds, and they were fantastic. This week, I found one little lonely jar of the peach freezer jam that we made weeks ago. I found that in the freezer, and I already said out loud that I found 2 giant bags of Bob's Red Mill, very expensive. Okay, and Marianne can't get hers to turn out right. So Marianne, use old-fashioned oats. Do not use quick cook oats. Anyway, I was so excited to find, to find some of these things. The Bob's Red Mill. I found so I had 2 bags of that. I found that I had this entire thing of chia seeds. I found 4 of these that I didn't know I had. So I found 4 Devotion Nutrition sample packs that my son-in-law had gotten me that, again, forgot that I had. So for this week, I'm making 3 different kinds because, again, I don't want to get bored. So all I did was put about 1/3 of a cup. And you can use any of my overnight oats recipes that are on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Oh yeah, Susie said they look so good on Instagram. So it's about 1/3 of a cup of oats. If oatmeal is 0 points for you, you can certainly put more in there. I do about a teaspoon of chia seeds. You don't have to do chia seeds. Those do add a point. But I like them. I just like the way that it bulks it up. I did just a sprinkling of the Devotion Nutrition Angel Food Cake. And I'm telling you, that smells fantastic. So that already smells so good. I always do some non-fat plain Greek yogurt. So when I said earlier that I use non-fat plain Greek yogurt in a lot of things, I do. I use it in a lot of things. I don't try to make it into flavored yogurt. I would just rather spend those points. One of my go-to foods is to spend those points on already commercially prepared yogurt that has a flavor to it. I just prefer that. So I'm going to put some, and again, these are all on, the overnight oats recipe is on, they're all already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So you can just go there. So a little bit of, and you see how carefully I'm measuring all of this, right? Because for me, oats are 0 points. Non-fat plain Greek yogurt, 0 points. The Devotion Nutrition, I think this is like 2 points for the entire thing, and I put 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, and there's still some left in here. The chia seeds are 1 point, but since oats are 0 points for me, non-fat plain Greek yogurt are 0 points for me. I'm not really worried about how many I'm putting in there. Okay, and before I show you this, everybody calm down. I already checked it. This is not part of the Premier Protein recall, okay? So I've already checked the number. I'm not going to die. Y'all can calm down, but this is Premier Protein Peaches and Cream, and I know there is a big fat recall on some of the Premier Protein products right now. Again, I already checked. This is not one of them. I've checked my numbers. I should be good. Do not be concerned. Won't be dying anytime soon. Not from Premier Protein anyway. But yeah, but check that recall if you didn't see that. I'm going to go ahead and get that all good and stirred up. So again, it's just oats, but it's old-fashioned oats, not quick cook oats. Quick cook oats don't taste the same. And that's why I never liked them. Did not like them. Tried to make myself like them. I kept thinking, what is wrong with me? Why don't I like these things? Everybody else loves them. And it's because I was using quick cook oats instead of old-fashioned oats. Just get them stirred up there. And so last week I used frozen pumpkin that I had found. Oh, Sylvia didn't know that there was a recall. Yeah, you might want to look it up. I forget what kind of, does anybody remember what it exactly is? I mean, the word, what you could die from is like this long. Okay, and Debbie says, for those that did not know, the recall is for a lot of different protein drinks, not just Premier. So they're probably all made like, somewhere similar. Let me put a little bit more in this one. So an entire thing of Premier Protein is 2 points. And again, you can see I've divided it up a third, and a third. Okay, so we've got that. And this week, since I found, let's just see what that tastes like so far. Oh, it's very peachy. Oh, goodness. Wow, that's very peachy. And with the angel food cake, oh gosh. Wow, that tastes like a peach pie. But I found, we had one thing. Okay, and thank you for sharing that, Debbie. So I found one little lonely thing of the peach freezer jam in the freezer, of all places. And it was one that I did not realize was still in there because I had used the rest of them on, like English muffins, on toast, things like that. So this is the last little jar of the peach freezer jam, and we didn't want it to be in there and be lonely. And yes, the Fairlife protein shakes are delicious. Those are delicious, Janelle. And I'm just going to mix that in, and then I'll let these sit overnight. And this should taste like, oh, good night, Caroline. It is so late there. Yeah, everybody tell Caroline good night. It is so late there. We just appreciate you being here. But these are going to be the peachiest overnight oats ever. Of course, you're going to let these sit overnight. Yum, yum, yum. And it smells so peachy. Okay, and then I have one more thing to show you all. So that's going to be peach overnight oats. Wow. Wow, very peachy. Okay, those are going to be delicious. Okay, and then while I was digging in the freezer, I found, like I said, I found some things that I didn't even know I had. Well, I had a bag of riced cauliflower. And Susie, yes, I do eat them cold depending on what flavor it is. So okay, so Susie wanted to know if I eat the overnight oats cold. Yes, I do, depending on what the flavor is. But sometimes I warm them up. So if it's like a chocolatey flavor or more like not a fruity flavor, if it's not a fruity flavor, I do sometimes heat them up. Okay, but I found in the freezer, I found a bag of, I just said it, riced cauliflower with riced, I can't remember if it was sweet potatoes or butternut squash, but anyway, something orange. I found that, and I was shopping through the pantry, and I had one can of Rotel that I had from, I'm sure, from making soup, or it may have been from making the peach salsa, but I had one can of Rotel. I had the 2 bags of the oats, of the old-fashioned oats that I found. And let's see, what else did I have? Oh, I had the chicken breast. So okay, John, we're not wrapping up just yet. You can go to bed, but we're not wrapping up just yet. Okay, it's cauliflower and sweet potatoes is what Debbie said. So I thought I was right the first time. And what else did I just say was in there? Anyway, whatever. So this is kind of like trash can peppers. So real quick, because I've only left us 5 minutes and I knew we would not have time to make them. That's why I just went ahead and made them. And maybe I can get Kendall to let me do a video of us making them on Tuesday. But who loves stuffed bell peppers, but you hate how long it takes to make them? Because it just seems like they are tedious. Yeah, I did have marinara. I didn't use that in this one though. But it just seems like they are tedious. So I used what I had. So I already had some, I had some bell peppers, and I had, I had some jalapeno peppers. I had a couple of these peppers left out of the garden. So I just had all of this stuff in the freezer and all this stuff that I found in the freezer, and I had the oats. And so I made, and I had the chicken, the ground chicken, that Julie taught me how to make. So Julie and Deanna taught me how to make ground chicken from chicken breasts. We covered that last week, I think. And I did just do a reel, and I'll post that later. But it takes forever to make them. This way, it's cooking it in the, I'm going to point the wrong direction. Cooking it in the pressure can or pressure cooker, if you have an Instant Pot, you don't have to cook the meat first. And if you want to put rice in it, actual rice in it, you don't have to cook the rice first either. So this was a total experiment tonight. Turned out really well. The only thing is the turkey is not browned, but they taste delicious. I've already tested one of them. I'll try to get Kendall to help me do a video on Tuesday to show you how, but it is basically just peppers, anything you can find to stuff them with. So it was ground chicken breast, frozen, the riced cauliflower with the riced sweet potatoes, a half of a can of Rotel. I chopped up the peppers where I had cut off the top and a little bit of the bottom to make them stand up straight. I did some seasoning and just mixed all that together and stuffed them in there and cooked them in the pressure cooker. It took, I timed it. It took 17 minutes for it to come up to pressure. It took 20 minutes for them to cook. And then it took another 10 minutes for it to release from the pressure and be ready to come out. But I walked off. I did not have to stand there with them. So I didn't have to brown any hamburger. I didn't have to cook any rice. I didn't have to do any of that. And I used stuff that I already had. I used stuff that I already had in the freezer and stuff that I found in the freezer. And I wish, this is why I say I wish that we had smell-o-vision. If you could smell these, oh my gosh. And while they were cooking, so while they were under pressure, oh, so yummy, so delicious. So again, I'll try to get Kendall to help me make a video of that on Tuesday so that we can show you all how to make them. But that's it. This is my wind down to the summer of savings. Again, all of this, everything that I've used, I either already had it or picked it up at the store today, and I used a bag of change. Okay. So I wish I could have figured out how much money that I saved this summer just, using some of the things that we already had. But everything that we had tonight, I either already had or I used a bag of change, and there's still more stuff, and including my expensive milk in the refrigerator. But I hope y'all had a great time this summer. I don't know what theme we're going to switch to next week, but I've really enjoyed kind of doing a theme and, and kind of building on it every week. So if you enjoyed it, I hope you all will comment if you found a way to save money, or if you have a favorite way to save money. I hope that you will share it with everybody. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and let that next video roll over. And then go ahead and subscribe, pretty please, and comment, and then click that little bell so you'll know when the next video comes up. But I am going to take our stuffed peppers home, and I think that's probably what John and I are going to have for supper tomorrow night. Cannot wait to dig in to my overnight oats. They smell so fantastic, and that little teaser on the spoon tasted delicious. Please go and check out that link that Debbie shared on the recall on the protein shakes. I already checked mine. Mine was good. Just don't want anybody dying from a protein shake, okay? But y'all have a great evening and a great week, and I will see you next time. Good night.